good performances.
What is it about your game and your experience thus far, headed into your rookie season, that allows you to feel so comfortable and confident playing with this group, late in games?
I mean, play with guys like this, you pretty much every shot I get is open shot. So I've been practicing that for a while now. So
Pelle, you had Spoelstra to do with the inbounds on that last play. What were you looking for in that set, and what did they kind of cut off?
just to get an advantage and hit either Jimmy or Bam, but Terry was wide open, but I should have called timeout. We had another one timeout to get a second look at it.
Well, we saw in summer league and in your college career, those like in between plays, the hustle plays. Did the speed feel any different at all? Out there in those contested moments, could we still see tonight?
Did what? The speed?
Just the speed, the hustle plays that you're making, the tip balls.
I gotten pretty used to it now. I think I look back at my old team playing, and they're playing right now actually, and it's just completely different level. So, but I feel like I'm getting used to it.
When you talk about a different level, the games just keep coming at you in this league. Now you have a 6-game trip out for a couple of weeks. Are you getting used to this rhythm, or is this something that's still going to take a bit of an adjustment, playing games so frequently and so often?
It's still very early. We haven't had a long trip like this with a lot of games, but we got great recovery staff, so just keep working with them.
What in your mind has helped you earn Spo's trust?
Just play like I did today, play hard on both ends, and try to be the one that stays solid, doesn't get back cut too much. And I had a few times in Mexico that I kind of fell asleep on defense, so he gave me a second chance today, and I made adjustment, and then helps when you knock down shots.
Thank you.
What's it like to battle back from that third quarter, get up like you guys did, come back, make this stop like you guys wanted to get, and then see Sabonis get the putback?
We just got to figure out our third quarter, man. That's really been the deciding factors in a lot of our games this year.
Bam, now obviously going into a 6-game road trip, is it important to have short-term memory from this loss, or is it important to kind of look from it, like you said, the third quarter and try to improve off of it?
Both. Short-term memory, but also because we got to move on to the next game. But just remember that we emphasize these third quarters. We have to get off to a great start.
Both Fox and DeRozan had moments or stretches tonight where they were getting into their comfort zones fairly easily at times. As the anchor of the defense, how do you feel like the defense is coming together so far, kind of broadly?
Like I said, man, it's the third quarter, honestly. It's not first half, it's not the fourth, it's the third. I don't know, it's kind of like we just let our foot off the gas, and we just let teams back into it to try and make it interesting, and it's cost us a couple games.
Bam, on the third, do you think it's at all mental at this point where the team, after the opponent goes on a short run, you all think, there we go again? Is that factoring into it?
No. Like I said, short-term memory, but when we get in that moment, we always have that conversation of we can't keep letting this happen. So I feel like we'll have a breakthrough at some point.
I guess, what have you liked about what you guys have been doing? Because for the majority of it, it has felt like it's worked. And so, like, what are the things that you have liked about it so far and that you think you can carry on to improve?
We run in transition. We get relief points. And it's like that third quarter is just kind of like we got to get back to a feel and figure it out type of thing.
Bam, I know it's a loss, but obviously at halftime, being with your mom and being with Spo, and for that moment, can you just kind of go through that moment and talk about it?
Great moment for all of us. Obviously, me and my mom have been through a lot. So just being able to have those moments, being able to have her there. I remember when I was younger and her job used to make her pick between coming to my games or her job. So, it's great that we can have those moments now with no ultimatums. And then, like I said for Spo before, it's great that we had a moment that wasn't in a Heat jersey. Being able to fight for your country is something special, and to do that with my coaches is something that we'll never forget. Every time I see him, we'll be able to share that moment.
In the brief time that you've known him, is it surprise you at all that Pelle earned some trust from Spo to be in the finishing lineup tonight?
Nah, don't shock me at all. Very quiet, but he plays the right way. He makes extra efforts. He does the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet.
I guess for either one of you, is there anything you can attribute to the common thread in the third quarters? Like, is there any common thread that you're seeing that's kind of leading to those type of collapses?
I think just coming out the half stronger. Obviously, it's been a trend now, for the first 5 or 6 games. So just finding ways to be motivated to come out in the second half, and just got to start better.
Jimmy, when other teams have started to get rolling offensively this season, do you feel like the defense has been able to put a stop to those runs quickly enough? And if not, what do you think is happening to the defense when those things are happening?
I actually think it's flipped the other way, in the sense that when we ain't making shots, that's normally when teams start to go on runs. We don't get back. We don't defensive rebound. It is a defensive thing, but for us, it's more offense. When we don't see that ball going through that basket, I think that mentally we have to be stronger and tougher to still get stops, and I think that's the main problem. That's what you see in the third quarter.
Tyler, just in terms of now you're heading into a 6-game road trip now, is it important to have short-term memory from a game like this, or is it important to look at the flaws from this game and try to improve off of it?
We can always take something from a game like this, but definitely have to, move on to the next game. We leave tomorrow for, like you said, a 6-game road trip, and it's an important one early in the season. We got to get some wins on the road.
What stood out to both you guys about Pelle's game and being able to contribute in key moments as a rookie?
Yeah, he be getting to it out there. He's comfortable, shoots the balls when he's open. He can put the ball on the floor, get to the basket, get fouled, and he also makes the right play. And the more reps that he get out there in the game, the more comfortable and the more confident that he will become. But he's going to be good. And I think he's on this roster for a reason. Actually, I know he's on this roster for a reason. And we just want him to keep doing what he's doing.
This is a tough road trip coming up with some tough teams on it. What are you guys trying to improve on as you guys kind of hit the road here?
Start the third quarter better. We feel like first, every quarter we've won. Every quarter except the third.
That's crazy.
There's not much to talk about at this point. It's about the third quarters. That's been a trend for us literally all year. So we got to figure it out.
Jimmy, what were you looking for in that last play with 0.7 left? It looked like you might have been coming off a curl.
Get open somehow, some way. When you put a taller individual on the ball, it's hard to get a good look off for the inbounder. It was either that or try to get the ball up to Bam, but Rook couldn't get the ball in, threw it to Terry, and that's just part of the game. So, we'll be better. We shouldn't even be in that situation, to tell you the truth, but it is what it is, and we just got to be better as a whole. I don't like that anyways.
This could be for either of you guys. Even after the third quarter, you guys kind of got the game where you wanted it, where you had a lead late. What did you both feel about the sort of the late game execution on the offensive end?
I thought, like you said, we got the game where we wanted it to. I think we were up 5 or 6 with, I don't remember how much time, maybe a minute and a half. DeRozan hit the 4-point play. But I still thought we had an opportunity if we would have rebounded the ball at the end. That's the game right there, which has also been another theme this year, rebounding in the third quarter. So if we rebound that ball at the end, the game's over. There's not much to talk about.
You just take us through the final possession, the Sabonis rebound. What happened or didn't on that?
Yeah, I mean, there was a scrum. I mean, Pelle stayed in front of Fox, forced him to spin, and then Jimmy, flew out of nowhere to be able to get that contest to make it just a little bit tougher of a pull-up. Fox is fully capable of making those kind of shots, particularly at end of games. So I think Jimmy just got him to, to see something different, and it was off. I mean, and then it was a scrum. Terry jumped as high as he possibly could. I think Sabonis, did a shove, which you're not going to call at that point in the game, and we just couldn't come up with the rebound. Couldn't secure it, couldn't knock it away, couldn't tip it out of his hands, or just all it would have taken is a tip somewhere else, and we secure the win. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's a tough loss because we showed the resolve. We had another one of those third quarters. It went the other way in the third, but I thought we showed some great toughness in the fourth quarter to climb back into it, take the lead, and take control of it. There's a couple plays. The foul on DeRozan's three and made that one. A 4-point play on that one, and then Fox's drive. Monk's drive. We're up 3. It's just a straight line drive. We didn't challenge it, and that just kept the them in the game a little bit.
Is there any rhyme or reason to these third quarters?
I don't know. If we've looked at everything, at just some point you just have to take a stand and to say enough is enough. In these third quarters. We played a great half again. I feel like we outplayed them, in those other quarters. It's just, we're going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to figure it out. It's 3 straight games. We have to call the first time out, and it just, it takes a little bit of the wind out of your sails. But with that said, still, it's not all going to go perfect. I thought we responded much better, in the fourth quarter. And you take the lead, go up, 5 points, then up 3. You should win those games, and we just weren't able to do it.
Obviously some good moments from Larsson in the third. What has earned his trust from you to put him back in there in the fourth late?
Well, he's a two-way player. And even though he's a rookie by NBA standards, he has a great deal of competitive experience. So he's savvy. He has the toughness that we like. He can guard multiple positions. Everybody feels comfortable with him already. And he's spent a whole career, knowing how to fit in offensively on the other end. He did some really good things defensively, and a lot of these intangible effort plays.
Fox, DeRozan, and Monk it's hard to say in front of them, but particularly in those third quarters that we've seen in other games. What do you think is happening particularly with the defense?
Yeah, each game is a little bit different. This one, Fox just got going. I mean, it was easy bucket after easy bucket after easy bucket. Then all of a sudden, okay, now he feels comfortable. You don't want to play with fire like that. And then everybody else, got going because, he's the head of the snake. But if he's playing great, I'm sure it gives them a boost of confidence, the rest of the guys throughout the roster. And that's what happened. But there was, he was just getting to whatever spot he wanted to get to, and we didn't offer enough resistance. It doesn't matter if you're making shots, turnovers, game going one way or another. That's a great way to, stop a run is you get 3 straight tough stops, or make it tough and make them work into the clock, and we just weren't able to do it. There seemed like quick buckets without any resistance or even any passes.
Last question. Eric, did you consider making a defensive sub there at the end on that last possession, maybe putting Haywood in?
No, at that point he didn't have any. That's a tough spot. I don't think it would have changed anything. Pelle got in front of him, and Jimmy, made a great rotation. It just took another effort to tip it or block it, or just something. Everybody jump, to tip that ball away. All right, thank you.